If you just got your first DJ controller, there's a really good chance that it came with Serato DJ Lite already loaded on it, and there's a good chance that you have already seen that little grayed out button telling you to upgrade to Pro. So the question every beginner asks is, do I actually need to pay for this? Here's the honest answer. It depends on exactly where you are in your DJ journey. Let me show you the actual difference side by side. Now, before we talk about what Lite is missing, I want to give it proper credit because most videos skip this part and just try to sell you on upgrading right away. I am not going to do that. Serato DJ Lite is free, and not free like a broken demo or missing a whole bunch of features, actually free with no time limit, no paywall that pops up mid-session, nothing like that. It runs on the same core technology as Serato DJ Pro, which means the entire engine under the hood is identical. The waveforms, the beat grid, the overall feel, the library, it's all there. Serato DJ Lite also has something called practice mode, which means that you can open up the software right now with no controller plugged in and start mixing tracks with just your mouse and your keyboard. If you are just starting out and you do not have your gear yet, or maybe you're traveling, this is huge. And here is something a lot of beginners don't know. Serato Stems is free in Lite. I repeat, Serato Stems is free in Lite. That means that you can take the vocal from one track and layer it over an entirely different beat in real time. This is a feature that should cost money, seriously, and they just gave it to you. So if someone tells you that Lite is useless, they either have not used it recently or they're trying to sell you something. Lite is a real starting point. It is not a trick. But there are 3 specific things it cannot do, and a few others as well. But these 3 things are what will tell you exactly when it's the time to upgrade. Let me walk you through each one of these. All right, here are the 3 walls you will hit in Serato DJ Lite. And I want to be clear, these are not deal breakers, especially on day 1. But the moment one of these becomes a problem for you, that is your signal to upgrade. In Serato DJ Lite, you get 4 hot cues per track. 4. Now, when you are just learning how to beat match, 4 is probably just enough. You are focused on getting your transitions clean, not building out an entire performance map for every single song. But here's what happens as you level up. You start marking off intro, maybe even 2 points for an intro in my system. The first chorus, the second chorus, the drop, the outro, and suddenly 4 spots feels like trying to cook a full meal with just 1 pan. You're constantly deleting and resetting cues, even in the middle of DJing. Pro gives you 8 hot cue points per track, which is double, and that doubles the performance options that you have in every single mix, also giving you a lot more confidence. If you are working with any kind of structured teaching system, like the song mapping framework we covered in some of our other videos, 8 cues changes the game completely. Again, 4 cues is like cooking with 1 pan. 8 cues is a full stove. You can make a great meal either way, but 1 gives you a lot more room to work with. Serato DJ Lite does not let you record your mixes inside the software. Now, this one catches people off guard because they assume all DJ software does this by default. Here's why this matters more than people realize. Recording your mix and listening back is one of the fastest ways to improve. When you are behind the decks, your ears are overwhelmed. You are monitoring, you are counting, you are watching waveforms, but when you listen back to a recording, you hear everything you missed. That transition that was half a beat off, the track that peaked a little too hot, the moment the energy dropped when it should have climbed, these are things that you notice. Pro gives you built-in recording. 1 click inside the software, your mix is captured and you can pull it up and study it like film, like game film. If you want to get better, faster, this is one of the highest leverage tools in the software. And from a practical standpoint, if you ever want to submit a mix for feedback, share your work with a potential client, or start building a portfolio of your own sets, you need to be able to record. That workflow starts here. And the less friction, the better. I tell all my students the same thing. This is like watching game film as an athlete. Recording is not optional, and you don't wait until you're ready to record. You record, and then you listen back with a completely objective ear. This is how you improve. The third thing Lite is missing is built-in key analysis. Now, I know that sounds very, very technical, but stay with me because this one directly affects how your mixes sound to people listening. Every track has a musical key, a root key. When you mix two tracks that are in compatible keys, the transition sounds smooth and musical and harmonic. When you mix tracks in clashing keys, something feels off. Even if your timing is perfect and the beat matching is good, the listener may not be able to name it, but they feel it. Something feels off. Pro analyzes the key of every track in your library and shows it right in the library view. So you can build transitions that are not just on beat and within the BPM range, but also in harmony. This is the difference between a mix that sounds technically correct and one that sounds musical. You can work around this in Lite by using a separate tool like Mixed in Key, but that is an extra cost and an extra step, and you still can't see it in the software unless you do some sort of workaround like change the titles of the songs, whereas Pro has it built right in. Okay, so we talked about the walls. Now let me flip it, because there are some things that Lite does well that most people sleep on. We already talked about stems being free, but I want to show you what this actually looks like in a real mix situation. You are hearing the vocal from one track layered over the beat of a completely different song. That is a live mashup. That is a performance move that would have taken a DJ's serious production skill to pull off 15 years ago. It was probably impossible. I know, because I was DJing hoping for an acapella of something. It is built into the free version of Serato right now. That's huge. And practice mode is more useful than it gets credit for. If you are between gigs, traveling, or just on the go, you can keep working on your song selection, your transitions, your set list structure with nothing but a laptop. That is a big one. In fact, most people think that practice is you on a controller, and I'm going to flip that on its head. It's really about the organization. Most people practice wrong. They think that practice involves your physical controller, and it's not. I say that more than 70% of your practice, even as a new DJ, should be on music organization, downloading songs, figuring them out, setting hot cues. That's where your energy should go. This is huge. You could practice this on just a laptop without a controller with Lite. So Lite is not a broken product. It is a real learning tool with a ceiling. And knowing where that ceiling is, that's what this video is all about. All right, here are your three choices. Option 1, stay on Lite. You just got your first DJ controller. You are still working on beat matching, basic transitions, and learning how to read a crowd. You have not hit any of those three walls I mentioned yet. Stay on Lite. Master the fundamentals first. The software is not the limiting factor right now. Your practice time is. Remember, proper practice makes progress. It's not about the gear you have, it's how you use it and what you do with it. So get the reps in right now. Option 2, it's time to upgrade to Pro. You catch yourself deleting hot cues mid-set because you've run out of the slots. And that's probably one of the biggest things that I've run into. You want to record your mixes and listen back so you can actually improve. Or you are starting to book gigs and you need to present yourself as someone who takes this seriously. Any one of those, and it's time. And the investment is real, but it's also fairly reasonable. Pro is available as a monthly subscription, or you can also do a one-time purchase. If you're just testing the waters, the monthly option keeps the barrier super low. If you know you are in this for the long run, the one-time purchase is the smarter move, and it comes with upgrades for free, and we also have an EDU discount we can offer up since we are also a Serato education partner. Option 3, and this is the one that I really want to highlight. You can try Pro for free. There's a free trial attached to it. Now, when you do that, you don't need any other type of hardware. You just need to click on the button inside of the software and it'll take you through the steps to be able to upgrade for free. Try it out for the amount of time during the trial. And at that point, maybe you decide, okay, I think I'm going to jump all the way in. Opt in for the educational, one-time discounted rate, then maybe go ahead and do that. There's nothing wrong with paying for a month or two as you're trying to figure out, is this the move that you're trying to make? All right, let's wrap this thing up. Serato DJ Lite is not a stepping stone you need to rush past. It is a real tool that can take you a long way. But there will be a moment, and most DJs can feel it, where the software starts to hold you back instead of push you forward. When that moment comes, you'll know it. The 3 signals. You are maxing out on your hot cues. You want to record and review your mixes, and you can't do that easily inside a Lite. Or you're ready to start mixing with key in mind and taking your mixing to a whole nother level. If you are at the point where Pro makes sense, the next step is not just having the right software, it's having a real system to develop your skills around it. That's exactly why we built the Pro DJ certification. The link is in the description below. And if this video helped you, drop a comment and tell me which version you are on right now, Lite or Pro, or feel free to leave a comment. I try to read and respond to every single one of those. Make sure that you also subscribe to this channel, click the little bell so you'll be notified when we have new videos. And if you enjoyed this, you'll probably enjoy this video as well. We'll see you on the next one.